You've played some really tough matches against Nasty in the last few months, but this one was a bit more straightforward. What do you think was different about today versus the last couple?
Yeah. Oof, wow. Sorry. I thought I played well today. Good conditions. I don't know. Just thought I played well. She didn't play bad, but it's just sometimes just days like that are a lot lopsided.
At the U.S. Open last year, Sevastova, you beat her in the quarterfinals. It was pretty close. Do you have this game in your mind before this match today, or not really?
No, not at all. I lost her after that too, so I mean.
Yeah, but the game at the U.S. Open is still very important in your life, no? Before
Yeah, but I also played her like 2 months later and lost her, so I mean, it's kind of, it's whatever.
Okay.
Sometimes that happens, yeah.
Okay.
Sloane, you've played 3 very good matches so far, but you seem to be pretty strong in the first set. Is that something that's very important to you to start the match that way, like winning the first 5 games today? How important is it for you to have control in the first set?
It's not something I think about at all. I haven't tried to do that. That's just how it's worked out. I just try to come out and have a lot of energy from the very beginning, and it's just worked out that way.
Sloane, this is a lead up to the U.S. Open. Some players talk about not peaking too soon before the Open. Is that a concern of yours? Is it a real thing? Peaking too soon?
No, I think everyone is different. But I mean, when you're playing good matches in big tournaments like this, I don't think it's peaking too soon. It's just getting confidence and playing good tennis. So leading up to the U.S. Open, obviously last year it worked pretty well. I made semis back-to-back and then ended up winning the Open. So, yeah, no, I don't really think that there's such a thing.
When you jump out to a lead in a match like that, what are some of the techniques you can use to maintain your concentration and finish off an opponent?
Well, obviously you play sports, so your opponent can easily raise their game. They could do something to throw you off. Like, that's just how it is. But I think that you just have to try to stay focused and continue to execute whatever game plan it is that you had that was obviously working if you're up 5-0.
Apparently you're going on the court again tonight. Yesterday we talked to Jeannie after her match, and she talked about you and said you're silly, you're lighthearted, fun to be around. Can you describe what she gives you, what she brings to you, how she is? How do you describe her?
She's really fun. Obviously, I've known her since we were 12 years old, so I know her a little bit differently than everyone else does. But she's super fun. Like I said, she's lighthearted. Like, we have a good time, and I think on the tennis court that's very rare because it's very serious when you go to play tennis. But I think playing with Jeannie, I just have a really great time, and just to be able to have that and not be so serious and also win is like a good combination.
Is there ever a tipping point in a tournament where you start having success in the singles and in the doubles at the same time, where you have to start? When do you start considering one maybe doing too much and not sacrificing one for the other?
Well, I rarely play doubles, so for me it's not really that big of a deal. But it's not like we've won 6 matches. It's only been 2, so I don't think I'm sacrificing anything yet. But, yeah, I think it's just extra court time. It's better than practicing. Like, you can go out and play a match and be in that competitive environment. So I think it's okay. But obviously there's girls that play every single week, singles and doubles, and do well in both. So kudos to them. I don't know how they do it. But 1 week for me, I probably won't play doubles for another couple of weeks. So I try to keep that. I try to keep a good balance.
But it does seem to be working, and that was my next question would be, are you considering playing more doubles over the next couple of weeks, or is this really the only one for you in the foreseeable future?
No, honestly, it just like depends. Sometimes people ask me like last minute because they can't find a partner. Some people are like, ask me in advance, and I'm like, oh, I'm really not sure. I can't commit. It's really early. Like, I'm not a doubles specialist. Like, I don't depend on doubles, obviously, so it's a little bit different for me. I do enjoy playing. When I want to play a lot more matches, I do play doubles, but I don't put, like, too much emphasis on, like, oh, do you want to play, like, 5 weeks from now? Like, no, I have no idea. Yeah.
You did the semifinals last year in Toronto. You're in semifinals this year in Montreal. Can we conclude that you like to play in Canada?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've established that Canada is a good place for me.
And just your thoughts on Svitolina or Mertens? You played Alina like eons ago, it feels like. But
Wait,
just
who did I play?
Lena Svitolina, like
Oh.
3-4 years ago in Australia and in
Where?
Charleston. Yeah.
Oh, I played her where?
In Australia, and then you beat her in Australia, and then she beat you in Charleston. But again, it was like 4 years ago. So I was curious if you have any memories
I
of her.
honestly,
what you make
when
of-
they asked me today, I was like, I don't even think I've ever played any of them, but obviously that's not true. Yeah, obviously irrelevant because I do not remember either one of those matches. But both players obviously playing really well. But I mean, having not played them in 4 years, we're obviously both different players. Everyone's pretty close. Well, yeah, I think, is Mertens in the top 10? Close to it somewhere.
Close.
Yeah. So at this point, when you get to the semifinals of the tournament, everybody's good. Everyone's rankings high. Like, you got to just go out and compete.
Any more questions? No? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.